Hello Apple class, I hope you're all okay today. I thought we could finish our story today. Our story was Horrid Henry Meets the Queen. Can you remember what had happened? So, Horrid Henry was being horrid, as usual, and Peter was lucky enough to be meeting the Queen. He was preparing to give her a big bouquet of flowers. So, Henry had been practicing with Peter. But Henry was horrid and didn't do it properly, did he? Shall we carry on? The great day had arrived. The entire school had lined up in the playground waiting for the Queen. Perfect Peter, dressed in his best party clothes, stood there with Miss Oddbob by the gate. A large black car pulled up in front of the school. "There she is!" shrieked the children. Horrid Henry was furious. Miss Battleaxe had made him stand in the very last row, as far away from the Queen as he could be. How on earth could he find out if she had 300 TVs from all the way back there? Anyone would think that Miss Battleaxe wanted to keep him away from the Queen on purpose, thought Henry, scowling. Perfect Peter waited, clutching an enormous bouquet of flowers. His big moment was here. "Bow, bouquet, answer her question, and walk away," mumbled Peter. "Don't worry, Peter. You'll be perfect," whispered Miss Oddbob, urging him forward. So there's Peter with his big bouquet of flowers. Horrid Henry pushed and shoved to get a closer view. Yes, there was his stupid little brother looking like a worm. Perfect Peter walked slowly towards the Queen. "Bow, bouquet, answer her question, walk away," mumbled Peter. Suddenly that didn't sound right. Was it bow bouquet? Or was it bouquet and bow? The Queen looked down at Peter, and Peter looked up at the Queen. "Your Majesty," he said. What was he supposed to do next? Peter's heart began to pound, and his mind went blank. Peter bowed, and the bouquet smacked her in the face. "Ow!" yelled Peter. Was that what he had practiced? Oh yes, he remembered. Peter curtsied, and then he cocked a snook. Miss Oddbob gasped. Oh no, what had he done? Oh, the bouquet was still in his hands. Quickly Peter thrust it at the Queen. Smack! The bouquet hit her in the face. "How lovely," said the Queen. There's a picture of her getting hit in the face with the flowers from Peter. "Wah!" wailed Peter. "Don't chop off my head!" There was a very long silence, and Henry saw his chance. "How many TVs have you got?" he shouted. The Queen didn't seem to have heard. "Come along, everyone, to the display of the Tudor daub making." "Daub is the Tudors' houses," said Miss Oddbob. She looked a little pale. "I said," shouted Henry. "How many?" A long bony arm yanked him away. "Be quiet, Henry," hissed Miss Battleaxe. "Go back to the playground like we had practiced, and I don't want to hear another word out of you." Horrid Henry trudged off to the vat of daub, with Miss Battleaxe's beady eyes watching his every step. It was so unfair. When everyone was in their assigned places, Miss Oddbob spoke. "Your Majesty, mums and dads, boys and girls, the Tudors used mud and straw to make daub for their walls. Miss Battleaxe's class will now show you how." She nodded to the children standing in the vat. The school recorder band began to play Greensleeves. Henry's class began to stomp in the vat of mud and straw. "How lovely," said the Queen. Horrid Henry stomped where he had been placed between Jazzy Jim and Aerobic Owl. There was a whole vat of stomping children blocking him from the Queen, who was seated in the front row between Miss Battleaxe and Miss Oddbob. If only he could get closer to the Queen, and then he could find out about those TVs. Henry noticed the tiny space between brainy Brian and gorgeous Gorinda. Henry stomped his way through. "Hey!" said Brian. There's Henry stomping between Brian and Gorinda. They don't look very happy, do they? "Hey!" said Brian. "Ow!" said Gorinda. "That was my foot." Henry ignored them. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Henry pounded past Greedy Graham and Weepy William. "Oi," said Graham, "stop pushing." "Wah!" wept Weepy William, halfway to the front. Henry pushed past anxious Andrew and clever Claire. "Help!" squeaked Andrew, falling over. "Watch out, Henry!" snapped Claire. Almost there. Just then Moody Margaret and Jolly Josh stood in his way. Margaret stomped. Josh stomped. Henry trampled through the daub until he stood right behind Margaret. "Squish, squash, squish, squash." "Stop stomping on my bit," hissed Moody Margaret. "Stop stomping on my bit," said Henry. "I was here first," said Margaret. "No, you weren't," said Henry. "Now get out of my way." "Make me," said Moody Margaret. Henry stomped harder. Squelch, squelch, squelch. Margaret stomped harder. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Rude Ralph pushed forward. So did Dizzy Dave. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Sour Susan pushed forward, and so did Kung Fu Kate. Stomp, 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 stomp. A tidal wave of mud flew out of the vat. Splat. Miss Battleaxe was covered. Splat. Miss Oddbod was covered. Splat. The Queen was covered. "Oops," said Henry. Miss Oddbod fainted. "How lovely," mumbled the Queen. And here's the picture of them. You've got Miss Battleaxe here, Queen in the middle with her crown on, and Miss Oddbod here, and they're all covered in mud from the children. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.